is up, winning team? Hello guys, and welcome to another video. This is a video that's going to be filled with lots of random things. Right now I'm on the way to a meeting. I got a few things to show you because after my meeting we're going to do what I love to do, which is just go off on my side quest. Because believe it or not, even though I don't look it, my mood is in the absolute bin right now. And like really in the bin. Like one of those nights where I was just crying for hours and hours until I fell asleep, and then I just woke up, and then because I actually slept, my dreams, I hate having dreams, good or bad or anything, it's too overwhelming for me. So then I wake up and I feel tired, and then I'm like, why do I sleep? So yeah, I have this meeting, which I'm going to tell you about in just a sec. There's going to be lots of interesting things to show you. I've already taken some other footage of stuff I wanted to show you guys. I just love it. I just love it. I need to cut that out. Do not leave the audio in. Look at this, you guys. This isn't the same road I was even walking last time, but look down there. It's just so nice. Like, I really feel like this town was carved out of a forest. Look. This is a different area. Like all the areas, I'll be showing you different areas. This is just when I'm by the road. But you guys are going to get to see even more. And it's such a lovely day. I was really hoping summer was over. With the dang sunshine. The dang on sun. Anyway. And another horsey. Horsey horse. Oh, I can't zoom in this mode. Oh, no wonder this doesn't look good. Hold on, guys. I'm coming back. There we flip and go. I was wondering why it wasn't looking that good. There's the little horsey horse. Hey, horsey. I'm so sorry that they're just keeping you here aimlessly, but look, what can you do? We're humans, we ruin everything. So yeah, guys, look how pretty. Like this is just me walking to where I have to go. A different area, and there's just trees and there's just greenery. And it's just nice. Albeit, I've realized that I way prefer the trees without the leaves. So bring on freaking winter. I love everything about winter. Everything about winter. But anyway, still. And this is what I mean. This is what I like. You see where you've just left nature to be nature? Like we don't have to organize everything. I don't know what's in there. Why is it so zoomed far forward? Oh, yeah, so pretty. Look how pretty. And the sky. Look at this, guys. Look how beautiful that is. Where has it gone? Has it gone? No. Oh, there it is. Look at that, the aeroplane. Lord, get me on a flight. Yeah, but yeah, guys, look how pretty it is. This is what I love to do, just be outside. You see, this is the problem with this world. You can't even say things like, I like to be outside, because that has all these connotations. Because human beings are so freaking annoying. That's really everything. So I can't like say, oh, I like to be outside, because that's got a connotation, a societal connotation. So anyway, this is why I come out. This is my drug, you all. And this is not even me sitting in it. This is me going somewhere. Look, it's so pretty. We do need to get rid of the leaves though. Let's just skip to the good part. Honestly, I don't know why I actually make videos sometimes. Look, and there's gonna come a stream is gonna start in a minute. You guys will get to see. I hope, I don't know, we'll see. But yes, a lot of falling trees. I want to know what causes them to fall. Anyway, now I'm gonna actually film the intro in just a minute. Oh, look, the forest. See, I need to, actually, I'm going to come back out later. So now if you go down here, this is another whole flipping forest in there, by the way, all the way through down there, in there. Forest. Guys, look at this. I'm saying we're just carved out of a forest. This is all that it is. They just carved this place out of a forest. We love that. Bicycle etiquette. Look at that. A father and son featuring butt crack. Anyways, I honestly have way too much fun when I'm by myself. Like, I actually have way too much fun on my own. It's just when you see, when with you guys, you see how this works? Look, there's another stream thingy there. We're not going down that way, down that pathway. There's another, there's like a one long pond thing. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, look how pretty. It's just nice. Look, and I can hear the sound. It's my favorite soundtrack. Listen. It's God's soundtrack. The sound of the leaves in the wind. Anyways, I need to actually do this intro. Intro, is that what they're called again? See, this is how you know I'm out of. See, like, what's going on here? What's going on here? There's some water down there. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm really paranoid about taking my phone close to stuff, because I'd be a little bit clumsy. So I'm saying this probably connects to the one by my house, probably connects to the one to the whatever, probably connects to the one to where I'm going, connects to the one. Anyway, you guys are getting the gist of it. Again, this tray's leaning over. Where are you going, hun? Probably towards the sunlight, because that's actually probably what's happening. Because I do know, I have to show you guys something after. Plants, well, let me just shut the freak up, because I am not an expert. So let's just go ahead and shut up, shall we? Anyway, but just look, it's just nice. You see how the sun is like poking through the leaves, and I'm like in darkness, and then the light is just shining on me. That's how I feel like coming out and spending time with the Lord. You know, like while living in this world, like I'm in total darkness in this hellscape, in this horrific place that we all live in. And then God just pierces through the darkness with this light that is so much greater than any darkness. So anyway, but yeah, pretty much in this meeting where I'm going is, would you believe it? A flipping, so I know this guy who I've known for a very, very long time, and he has a recruitment agency. He runs a recruitment agency. Sorry, but look how nice that looks back there. Like, this is just... Anyway, he runs a recruitment agency for teachers. Now, he has this person who actually happens to be somebody he knows personally. And it's always this that's happening to me. Who basically has a son who's like, I don't know, flipping year 5. What age is that again? I taught year 5s. How old were they? 8 and 9. Anyway, and yeah, he's struggling basically because he's got some kind of, they're saying, learning disabilities. They think he's supposed to be working at year 5, but he's working at year 3. You know, the average literal day at the office for me, you know. So he was like, can you come and see this lady that I know and see if you can help her with her son? Now, we all know that this isn't going to happen in the long run. But basically, because he was like, they were so desperate. And this is what always happens. Like, this is why I thought I'm going to make a day of this video so I can just talk about some of these things. And then once I get through this, obviously having to deal with a parent, my literal bane of my existence, right? In order to prevent myself from fantasizing about driving a sports car at full speed into the Great Wall of China and going out with like a bang to finally be with the Lord, which is how all the parents make me feel, or like banging my head against the wall, I'll just spend the rest of the day out in nature. So I've got some activities, I've got some things with me. So I brought my tripod. So we're going to make a whole video of it, you know, and I'm genuinely thinking about making this Good Girl Gone Wild video, because maybe I can just make them whenever I can. Who knows? Oh, is there a park behind here? But yeah, so I'll be honest with you guys about why I'm doing this, because you all might be thinking, well, if you don't want to be doing this, why were you doing it? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because research, I'm a scientist, and to silence the voice of the enemy, because with everything that I'm saying, because I'm coming up against the thing that the devil really cares about, which is destroying kids, as he does with all of us, so that we get to become adults, you know, with all our issues, all our demons, that we end up spending our whole lives just managing and coping with, to then not deal with and not cope with, to then go and ignorantly, stupidly have children that we then pass those issues on to and repeat the mistakes of before, because we don't have humility and we walk around with the spirit of pride inside of us, and therefore we pass it on. We become the same abusers and perpetrators that the perpetrators that we came from, and we pass it on and we pass it on. And the devil's like, oh my gosh, I love entropy. I did so well with Adam and Eve. All I had to do was knock the first domino, and you dum-dums just made the rest of it easy for me. So yeah, so I have to go and get data, because obviously the jury of the sheeple is always going to make it seem like I'm making a big deal out of nothing, right? Because you don't want to have to take accountability of damn selves, because then everybody has to take accountability for the fact that everything I just said is true, right? So I do research. So this is a research mission for me. I have another opportunity with a family I have no connection to. They're not part of my school. It's not the same old story I'm seeing from the same old kid, completely new kid. And we're starting from scratch. And I get to be in their home. So I get to assess the home environment in my mind, obviously. So that's what I'm doing as well. And I get to assess everything. So this is what I'm doing, guys. So I mean, when I say that, I really be working for this mission that I tell you guys about. I really be doing the work. I'm not just out here just saying stuff, because it's a Sunday evening. You know what I mean? Normally I do work on a Sunday evening. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's the story. That's what we're doing. I'm going to go and do that. We're doing an 1.5-hour session today and another one next week. And we're going to see where we're at from there. I brought all my tools of assessment, because I don't really do assessments like how school does assessments at all. The number one thing I do differently when assessing kids is not tell them that they're being assessed, because knowing you're being assessed actually makes you more anxious. So I don't make it really serious and all like, this is an exam, this is to assess if we think that you are special needs or not. This is to assess if you are going to be able to succeed for the rest of your life. I don't do that. I just treat it as another normal day of education, because that's how I feel like it should be done. If we're going to assess them, it should just be done as any other day. Not like just, everyone has to perform and succeed and excel on one random day decided by God knows who sitting God knows where. Nah. Am I really already there? Nearly? Because if I am, bro, if I'm where I think I am, and I have another side note, if I am where I think I am, and I'm actually nearly there, I'll take a minute to tell you guys, because where these guys live, this is why I be walking everywhere, because I literally know this town, the map of this town at the back of my hand. This is another whole area of town you guys haven't seen. Okay, fabulous. So I'm literally perfectly on time. So it's literally right basically around the corner, like literally 1 minute from where I am right now. That was so quick. And that's the other thing. Google Maps been like, it's going to take this long. It never does. What was I going to say? Yeah, I used to actually live here. And honestly, one of my most traumatizing memories of my childhood was here, because one day when we were living at this house, and this lady, she lives across the way, like right next, like 2 door numbers difference. 2 doors from where I used to live. So when I first came, I was very discombobulated, kind of traumatized, kind of had a bit of PTSD. Because the last time I would have seen that place, I would have been, how old? Well, my youngest brother was still a baby, so I couldn't have been older than like 12, maybe 13 max. And pretty much we got evicted at 7:30 p.m. from the house out of nowhere. And I honestly feel like that was a turning point in my life, where I just felt like, after having felt so comfortable at home, my new baby brothers come home and everything, and you're just comfortably just like chilling, like at 7:30 p.m. Like, what am I doing as a 12-year-old 7:30 p.m.? Who knows? I decorated my room. I was really into JLS at the time, so I'd done this whole big thing. I'd drawn all of them. I'd put Jack the Lad Swing out in big letters on my wall and like in my bedroom. This is why I don't bother with a lot of these things, because I feel like it's these certain little things where I just feel like anything can happen at any time. So never get too comfortable anywhere. That's why even now, all my clothes stay in the suitcase. Like, I just feel like I have to be prepared for the unexpected at all times. So that day, yeah, that was a life changer, because imagine just out of nowhere, we get evicted. Like, we were literally made homeless in a moment. So, and I'm not going to go into that story in this video because honestly, we're going to be doing fun things. After I come back from the meeting, I'm going to give you guys a debrief, and then we're going to get up to some fun things, because I have some fun things to do. And also, what else do I have? Anyways, I brought lots of stuff, so stay tuned, everybody. Anyways, I'm right here, so I got to go. What is up, winning team? Hi guys. So I've just come out from the so-called assessment, if you will, and I have so much to say. Like, I want to just start off by saying, yeah, it was traumatizing being in that house a little bit, because it's the exact same structure. Obviously, because it's a house 2 doors from my other house. I used to live around here. The exact same structure. And can I just tell you that this town really is not good for my mental health. But anyway, so, well, what do I have to tell you guys? Looks like it's another episode of I Told You So. Okay, you guys can't see me, but you'll be able to see me properly at some point. You guys don't really care. Doesn't matter what I'm saying. Doesn't matter how it looks, matters what I'm saying. I almost want to go and explore the area, but screw that. Why go throw more salt in the wound? But yeah, pretty much oh, there's a little foresty bit to go through there. Where does that take us? I'm gonna have to find out now. Okay, no, stay focused. Okay, so here's the story. I almost feel like I want to do this as a separate video. This is part of a vlog. If not, I guess, guys, this is just another, this is going to be in the vlog. Who knows what's happening? Or this is going to be a video episode. I don't know, guys. But just so much happened in one. And I was thinking, ain't no freaking way. So I've gone to this lady's house, yeah? And she's obviously, like I said, this guy I know, he recruits teachers. He asked if I would come and help this lady. And I obviously don't want to, because I don't want anything to do with the damn education system and all the parents. But he introduced us, and we had a meeting like last week, and she was actually really sweet. And as such, I decided, you know what, I'll give her a chance, innit? Give her a chance. Because, you know, some parents I do actually really like. And she turned out to be one of them, because we end up talking for like 40 minutes. This always happens to me with the mums as well. We end up having these 40-minute phone calls, these 40-minute conversations. Like, this is what I'm saying. Anyway, that's why I know what's going on in detail. Anyway, so like with what their struggles are, what this teacher said, what they did this. So she's telling me, so we do the whole thing. And I've come in, he's 9, by the way, and go walking with his sign. So she shows, this has to be in the vlog, actually. This has to be a vlog, because you guys have to see the befores and the afters. Why am I going here? I just want to show you guys this field. This big, huge field. It's actually way bigger than what you can see on here. I wish that I had a device that would let me flip the screen, but it doesn't. I have to stop and start recording again. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell how vast this is. I used to remember coming out here all the time. And it was such a vibe. Such a vibe. This is what I mean when I said that. I used to be just outside, never inside. Then we'd go in all these forests. There's a lake over there that we used to all, we would all see who tried to like jump across it, basically. See if we could jump across from one side to the other without falling into the water. So I miss those days and stuff like this. Anyway, so I've come to do this assessment. I start out, I'm like, I'm going to do my classics. I'm not going to give away my my methods for free, okay? Because the government needs to pay me, basically, is what I think. Because I'm the one who's having flipping success. And all my success is not using the government's methods whatsoever. And then still getting the kids prepared for the government's same exams. How does that work? Anyway, so she's like, where am I even going right now? What am I even doing with my life? So she's like, so we're doing the assessment. We're doing maths and English. That's what we did. And so like I said to you guys, I don't tell the kids that they're being assessed in any way. I just act like we're just doing work. And also, I don't like sit there and just wait for them to like answer a bunch of questions and then walk away and calculate. I work through the work with them without telling them any of the answers, without telling them what to do, because I'm trying to gauge how they are thinking, which is more valuable than what they wrote on the page, because what's written on the page doesn't mean anything. I'll give you an example from today. After we did some spellings, right, and he got a lot of them wrong. Any other teacher who's a lazy, doesn't really care about seeing kids succeed and the light restored in their eyes, would just be like, oh, he doesn't know how to do it. Whereas for me, I saw something different. I was like, just now when we were reading, we were able to do all these words, but I noticed that we were rushing. And so that was the real issue, is that he was rushing, because I kept telling him to slow down and he wasn't. And that's actually a skill, something I notice in many kids, by the way, is that they're always rushing. And I know that their anxiety, because it's funny, because when I was talking to her afterwards, spoiler, she was like, I feel like the only issue he has is a lack of confidence and he's scared to get things wrong. I'm like, exactly. This is exactly what I say to you guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Oh, this is such a nice view, but I don't want to come off the cliff, and in case I decide to upload the clip like this. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. There is a... Screw it, it's going to be in the vlog. Guys, do we go in here? Because I just feel like... This is what I mean, curiosity kills the cat every time. There's a bridge. Where is this? Watch me now get lost. There's a bridge. Where's the bridge going? But then there's a path over there. Where am I in the town right now? I'm trying to locate myself so I can think about where this bridge comes out at. This bridge is gonna go... I don't know. Let's stick to the script, okay, guys? I'm sticking to the script. All right, because I was having too much fun. Talking to this lady, and I couldn't help myself, like, because this is the thing, I'll be like, I should wrap up the conversation, right? But then we both want to know what we both want to know. This is what happens every single time, like, and so I asked her a question, like, because one of the things that she brought up was that they're saying he's got a learning disability or he's neurodivergent. And I was like, As soon as she told me, I was thinking, I doubt it. Because I've realized, just like I tell you guys, I'm not making stuff up, that they use that as like an excuse to just not make any effort with the child. That's basically what happens. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm here observing. This is why I started to do all this one-to-one malarkey I've been doing the last couple of years. This is exactly why. So I could actually observe the kids who are supposedly struggling and see if it's that they can't do it, if it's that they've got some kind of disability or whatever, or if there's a different issue happening. And as I told you, one of the other kids I was teaching, like not even this year or last year, in the end, she was in private school. In the end, her parents pulled her out altogether from her studies because she couldn't get the grades because her anxiety was so debilitating. And it was worse because she'd worked so hard, she'd gained confidence, it would get crushed completely, and then she would be reliving through the PTSD of that happening, and then it would happen again. And like, oh, there's nothing you can do. And this is why I say, like, there's so little I can do from in the classroom, at least for my subjects. Because it was funny, again, with this kid, his issues when we were doing English were exactly the same things I say to you guys. Like, so when it came to words, like one of the words was service, and he was doing what he was told to sound out the letters. S, E, R, V, I. And then he gets stopped. And it kept happening. like not loads of times, because some words he was more familiar with. And I realized the only reason, because I've always known this, it's exactly everything I say, the only reason the rest of us are so good at it is because we just are so good at learning rules and obeying, right? So then he'd be like, v, I, k. Technically speaking, he's not being illogical here. But for the rest of us, because of the rules of English and the this and the that, and when I before E and sect after C, and a k can be a C can be a k or a s sound, flip's sake. Oh, I love teaching English these days, by the way, because I've had to, even for this other place that works at the Department of Education. And it's been fun to actually be reminded of how stupid the English language is. It's actually been fun, especially given that in the same time, I've been hearing all sorts of languages. So anyway, when he's doing that, I always feel like such a dum-dum. Obviously, I just, explaining the rules and why a C is a S sound here and not a K sound, and how we're supposed to know when, all of this. And I get it. Like, this is what I mean. And so we then go and like call these kids what? They're they're stupid, they're not smart, they're neurodivergent. You're dumb. And he was the sweetest kid ever. He actually gave me a gift. Let me show you guys. He gave me a gift. Children are so precious. He gave me a gift because we had met at the meeting and he was really looking forward to it. And so him and his friends, he was like, he's told his friends at school they was getting a new teacher lady coming to see him, and then they were he wanted to give me this, so he's giving me this, which is so cute. This is what I'm saying, the kids are so precious. Like, this is what gets to me, why, when I'm saying to you guys why I get so upset, because like they're just being so precious. He was so like, polite and everything, and it's like all the adults are just freaking failing him. All the freaking adults, except from his mum, who was fighting for her life. And it's always these mums. This is why I respect these women. And this is why I talk to them so much. Because I'm like, I respect her. She was like, because she said that somebody else, because they've tried, basically they tried doing all sorts of things. They tried paying for all sorts of services, different teachers, tutors, whatever. And he wasn't happy with anyone. Also, he told me that I was the best. Just like to say, he told me I was the best, and that his problem with the other ones was that, you see, when kids get comfortable, they just start telling you everything. His problem with the other ones is that they just throw information, whereas I'm explaining it to him. I was like, thank you. Obviously I'm just being nice and, whatever. In the back of my head, I'm hearing like the sound of a freaking steam engine, right? An annoyance of the stupid system that everybody's just shoving their kids off to and thinking they're doing something smart. Like, so this is what I'm saying. It's these things that just keep putting the coal in the coal in the furnace of my heart when I'm talking about this stuff, because I'm like, really, this is what's, so many parents right now think their kids are stupid. So many adults think they're stupid. I honestly want to start holding classes for adults as well, by the way, because I feel like a lot of adults who've been through whatever, you probably are way more intelligent than you think you are. And this is what, but again, you see that this is obviously, do you know what? I never thought about it from this angle. That the devil must be thinking, it is better for him to have a dumb society. So this is again another reason. This is why I'm under spiritual warfare, by the way, guys, so heavily. Because, of course, a critically thinking, intelligent, logical human wouldn't end up here like how Adam was supposed to be. Supposed to be critically thinking, logical, the little testosterone. And so the devil's just genius, isn't he? Like, he's so smart at what he does. Like, he's so good at what he does. Anyway, so yeah, so long and short of it is, he could obviously do the work. Did he have some bad habits that are affecting his ability to put the right answers out all the time? Yes. What is that going to take? Just a lot of patience from me and a lot of practice of skill, certain types of the activities that we do it's like simple things like always double check your answers. Even if you've counted it once, count it again. You know, like even when I was saying to him about the spelling, if you sound words out when you're reading, sound them out when you're trying to write them. You know, little tips. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like I'm doing that much. I don't feel like I'm really doing a lot. Like that's kind of why I agreed to this, because I was like, it's a Sunday evening. All I'll be doing is just, well, watching like stuff, literally in bed waiting for the Sidemen Sunday. Oh, I want to go there. Hold on. What is up here? The thing is, guys, is I'm battling with the fact that the sun is going to set shortly. So this is why I can't keep going on these I can't even think of the word. Yeah, I really need to like actually get my skates on because I'm quite far. Actually really annoying because like I can't go on these detours right now. This is not the moment. I wanted it to be, but I should have thought about it because we were meeting in the late afternoon. So what was I thinking? Why was I acting like I'd gone out at like 10 in the morning? Anyway, because then the sun's gonna set and then I'm gonna should be inside because I'm a woman and it's unsafe. Anyway, so right, yeah. I was like, I'm going to just be watching videos and waiting until the Sidemen Sunday, just chilling. That's what I do on the Sunday. Because, you know, obviously we have Friday the Sabbath. And then Sunday is the day where I just, between after the Sabbath, all the way until the Sidemen Sunday, actually I work. Tell such a lie. Why am I acting like anyway? But I'm still getting into the swing of things also. Potentially new jobs on the horizon. But anyway, we'll still talk about that. Anyways. I was like, I can just go and just do a little bit of this. It's just easy. It's the easiest thing ever. The only thing you need is patience. And you see the thing, guys, this is what I'm also oh my gosh. I need to find a spot where I can sit in the sunset. Anyway, you see the thing is, yeah, I really didn't plan this. I didn't plan this well. Because now that I'm thinking about it, the sun's about to set. So who do I think that I'm about to go exploring in the forest right now? But it was worth it, you know. Because as I was having a conversation with this woman, I was thinking, isn't God just so good? Because I was minding my business. This is what I'm saying. Every time the Lord is involved in something happening, I have no effort that I've put into it happening. Long live the patriarchy. I have no effort put into it. I was just there working actually the other day when this guy called me and he was like, hey, I have this lady, can you please come and help her? She's tried getting help from all this, that. I just want to know what you think. We just want you to give him an assessment for yourself. And he was like, I know that you'll do a great job. And I was thinking, please don't go and put the expectation through the roof, you know? Anyway, the lighting is so poor. But yeah, so anyways, you know what, guys, I honestly don't care. So anyways, I'll turn in a minute. Am I this close already? Wow. Because I've been yapping away. Yeah, so the long and short of it is I really hope that I cut this whole that just went on for the last however long. But same old story, basically. Same old story yet again. The system trying to put on labels. She's talking about I got to go to the GP, which I don't know if you call it a GP in other countries. It's like your general practitioner, and as in the doctor, because they're trying to figure out, they think he has something but they don't know what it is. Because I asked her afterwards, I didn't want to ask the question because it's a bit sensitive, but then I was thinking, this is his life on the line, because as soon as they slap that label, everything is just going to be blamed on that, and he's never going to get the help he really needs. He's just going to get some other kind of help, right? So they're going to be like, oh, it's because of this. Just like how the world is all, oh, it's because of ADHD, it's because of autism. It might be a demon. It might be bad habits. It might be that you don't have people around you. Like the other day, I was watching a podcast, and this couple, who I love actually, the wife was like, yeah, because when you get the diagnosis is not, it's not for yourself, but it's for other people to know how to love you better. I was like, yeah, go freaking figure. Like, this is why I hate this place. This planet, humans, stupid. I'm included in that list. Just like to be clear. Stupid. Of course that's the freaking reason. Because we don't know how to love. Because we love selflessly, not selfishly, not selflessly. So of course we have to have a freaking label, something, a piece of paper, like we need to have proof to believe somebody that's accusing Diddy or accusing Epstein. It's like we need to have proof that the preachers are doing whatever they're doing. We need a piece of paper to be able to do the job we're supposed to be doing. Freaking hate it here. So anyway, as I said, not to mention, oh yeah, another thing, actually, on the note of proof and pieces of paper, yeah, the devil loves that, by the way. The other day I saw something of this guy who runs an old gym in London somewhere that's been there for like 100 years or something, like 200 years, and how basically, apparently, they're trying to cut it down because, why are they trying to cut it down? Yeah, apparently the sun is setting. Flip's sake, I messed up. Oh, but it looks gorgeous. Look, see, now the sun's right on me from here. Because now it's in the west. That's how I know, because that's why I know it's setting right now. Because it's in the west, and I know that's west. Because that's where my bedroom window faces. Anyway. It's quite far away from where it faces, but look, like I said, I know this town like the back of my hand. So I can basically visualize where everything is. Oh, a beautiful aeroplane, and it's so big. You can see it really well from here. You see, I love it. The sun is setting. I'm by myself, talking to my people. There's an airplane in the sky, reminding me of where I'm supposed to be. On a serious note, this stuff is actually depressing. Can you guys see why I actually get depressed? On a serious note for a second. Can we actually understand why I find this all so depressing? Because it's like, I'm the one here watching these kids, seeing their potential, seeing that they have so much that God has placed in them to achieve and to become. Not necessarily even through my own subjects that I teach or whatever, but I'm just saying in life. I see some kind of spark in them. I see some kind of something, some kind of gift, some kind of talent, right? And they have the light in their eyes. And it's like, from especially watching it at secondary school is the worst. They come in like year 11 and they got light in their eyes, and by year 7, and by year 11, that light is gone. It's like we destroyed it. And then they look just like the adult population. And I get it. That's why the adults all look like, because that's why one thing I always wonder, I'm going to sound a bit breathless, guys. I'm walking up a long hill. But one thing I always never understand is why adults separate children so much, as if we weren't all kids once ourselves. Like, why do we always talk about kids as if like those things over there that like are different to us? That's what I want to understand. Because we were once kids. We were all once kids. That's why I'm like, people are like, how do you have, like, even this mom was asking me, like, I don't understand how you have the patience for these kids. Everyone says that. I'm like, I give the children, all I do with the children, you guys, this is the secret. I give them what I never received. Mic drop. That's the thing. And that's on Breaking Generational Curses as well. I give them what I never received, what I didn't receive in school. When the teachers were giving me low grades, targeted, when I was not badly behaved, but I was very charismatic. I like to talk to everybody because I care about people. So if you sit me next to somebody, it's not that I'm not listening, it's not that I can't behave. I care about whoever's sitting next to me. I don't care what social group of the freaking year group or whatever they're in. I want to know how they are. I want to know how their life's going. What are they up to on the weekend? Are they having a good day? It's my personality. It's who I am. So all those things they were doing was an attack on who I was, telling me I talk too much, I open my mouth. And then now as an adult, all that God is doing has the last, like literally 5 years, has been telling me, you need to use your voice more. You need to use your voice more. You need to use your voice more. And it's like, how did I get here? To the point where I don't use it. Why do I hate using it? Why do I hate, you know what I'm saying? Why do I hate these things about myself? You know, because now I resent them. All these different things. You know, when I didn't know better and I made mistakes in ignorance because I genuinely didn't know, when people were talking to me as if I would know somehow, when they're also adults who don't know anything, or whatever they knew was probably taught to them, or they had to learn the hard way. Hence why old people, elders, oh guys, this is where it gets deep again. Is it ever not deep around me? The thing is, I can't just not be deep because I just spend too much time in the actual trenches to be so selfish to just try to be superficial. Because I feel like that would be selfish. It'd be selfish of me right now. Like, this is why when people wonder why I'm not all about, oh my gosh, let's just have a good time and go on fun holidays and fall in love and have friendships. Although I do have friendships and I did catch feelings, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But anyway, not the friendships, but the catching feelings part. And it feels like a distraction. It feels like a distraction from the mission. And all I can think about is the kids in the underground tunnels and how many other people, how many other couples and families and friendship groups are just enjoying themselves, you know, and having a nice time together. Parents, children growing up in love and in, you know, all of this, while there are kids in underground tunnels and no one cares, while other kids are being shoveled off to school by lazy parents who should have never had kids in the first place and who are leaving this education system and the freaking social media to raise their children. That's what I'm thinking about. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I think about. Because everybody wanted to put all this pressure on me my whole life. Oh, we love her. She's so good with kids. Hey, she's so good with kids. She's so good with kids. Yeah. And now I'm so invested in them because of everyone. And now everybody is going to have to hear what I have to say about that. Oh, please, Lord, let me not know whoever that is. Please, Lord. So yeah, and so that's why I can't just let these things go. But yeah, the long and short of it is, we had a conversation. She was like, I don't think that he's got any kind of anything. I was like, exactly, but the system, the freaking system, obviously. Should I go sit on the swing? Since I cannot go, since the sun is going to just gosh, I can't even. Because the thing is, guys, I could still go for like half an hour, but it's not going to be the same because it would have taken me about 15 minutes to set up my little farmy little spot, get situated. I could just do it. When will I next have the time? Anyway. Oh yeah, because I got a busy week. Oh gosh, this week. Oh my gosh, this week. Guys, you have no idea what's coming this week. What was I saying anyway? I keep getting out of breath. Oh, are there people in the park? Maybe I'll just go sit over there by the basketball courts for a second. Okay. As I was saying, oh yeah, I'm by this pub. I'm not going to show the pub obviously because obviously. But the dog there, Bruce, loves me. And like if he's out, I've only met him once. Because sometimes I just like to walk into random pubs by myself. Like I said, I literally just like to do everything by myself. So sometimes I just walk into random pubs by myself. Sometimes I just like to walk into random pubs because, I don't know, like, I love to just socialize with people I don't know. Because it's kind of like, we're all going to have fun and then we're never going to see each other again. And I know. What I'm basically saying is, I like to form superficial relationships and I'm emotionally available. And yes, I am, because my emotions are taken up and they are away with the children and with anybody else who cares enough about the kids. Yeah, we'll sit here for a minute. Which angle should we have? Because the sunset is behind there. I could go and sit up there on the... I'll have to sit in this angle. Okay. So anyway, guys, sorry. Lots of random cuts because I kept realizing I have to just be careful when I edit this. Like, I really need to look at where I am. The sun is going to set this way. I should really go sit up on the hill behind me. Because because that'll be nicer. Should I? I mean, I'm here now. And I could also put up my tripod. Thoughts. No, let me not, because you know why? I'll end up staying here forever. And at this point, I think that's not the smartest thing. So, anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm emotionally unavailable. Like, that's something I really need to address, and I'm going to address here for anybody who cares to hear it. This is why I'm emotionally unavailable, and I really feel irritated that people don't care as much as I care about the kids, because they're our responsibility. And it's weird for me because I'm not the one who had them. So I'm like, what were you thinking when you had them? Because we're all going to be held accountable one day. Like, this is what I keep saying. We're all going to eventually one day be held accountable before the Lord. And that is one thing, you guys, that I don't think a lot of people are really ready. That's why I'm trying to talk about this stuff so we can make changes. And like, when I hear the excuses of adults, right? Because she was even saying, she was like, how somebody that she knows was like, why would you waste your money on your kids' education? Like, why would you waste money doing this, all these things she's been doing? And she was like, because this is my child's life. I don't have money that I can give them. I don't have a lot, but what I can do is I can make sure that they become like, these are the ways I can invest in them, because I want him to be confident in himself, and I want him to believe in himself, and I want him to, think highly of himself. And I was just like, praise Jesus. And they just come from church as well. Praise Jesus. That there's actually a pair like that. Like, every time I meet these parents, they give me hope that, like, I thought I was thinking I was going to be bashing my head against the wall, or driving a fast car straight into the side wall of the wall of China. I've had so many thoughts, guys, of the ways I would end my own life. It's a joke. And I used to fantasize about it, like to just sit there when I'd be feeling depressed, and I would just fantasize of different ideas. And they've got so many of them. One of them, I'll tell you, just for the fun of it. Yeah. So one of them obviously is the supercar into the wall of the side of the wall of China. Obviously, they're all things that I can't take. I don't necessarily have a way to do. That's why they're fantasies. But anyway, the other one was to do a play, but it would have to be somewhere big, like a big stage, a big theater, right? And at the very end, I take some kind of drug, or maybe I have like a knife or something, and I slit my throat, but then the slit the throat one was another one, and I would use like a katana. You know what I mean? But anyway, and the last scene, the big build up to the crescendo moment where I take my own life and I flop onto the stage, right? But then the death is real. The death is real. Oh my gosh. And I remember, when I used to live in my second floor flat in London, I used to it's funny that I was the most that's one of the times in my life I was the most depressed ever, right? It's funny that I used to look out the window, and the only reason I didn't jump, right? Because this is why I spend so much time out in nature now, because being there during lockdown, oh my gosh, when I couldn't, during lockdown was horrible. I had no nature. So now I'm anytime I can be near a tree, a blade of grass, I need to be there. Anyway, yeah, I would never attempt to jump, because it was just, I knew I wouldn't die. It wasn't high enough. Anyways, all right, let me just wrap this up, because I'm just doing the Crackhead Chronicles again. But yeah, it was really nice actually to talk to her, and I didn't feel afterwards. I felt empowered. I felt like I got hit with a nitro boost. This is what I mean. Every time these things keep happening to me, this is why I feel like I feel so powerful right now. I feel like I have enough power that I could get into a fight with somebody, and I feel like I could just keep punching forever, and I would just keep going at full strength. I just feel so powerful, because now I'm realizing not only have I worked so hard to be here, facing demons 24/7. It's not like I'm even having a break now from them. I'm not having a break from my 24/7 spiritual warfare. That is my life. That is my existence in this town, right? But I'm doing the damn thing. I'm doing the damn thing. I'm sussing out the devil. I'm figuring out his plan. I'm onto him now. I'm actually onto him. And that's why other people don't get what I'm saying, And so it's just crazy how That's what I was saying about being emotionally unavailable. This is why I'm emotionally unavailable, because my emotions, like, this is what I'm crying about. I'm at home crying, and then when I talk to people, nobody really cares. Can I just say the truth? This is the truth. Since everyone keeps saying I need to use my voice, right? The truth is that I don't talk to anyone because no one really cares about the kids. No one really cares. People ask me questions like, oh, so what's going on in the job? I'm like, I'm talking about people who are trying to befriend me and be close friends and close this and close that. And they're like, and I'm like saying about the school system or like, whatever. And I'm telling people that is the devil's playground, and people are just not taking it seriously at all. They kind of just brush it off. And like every time that happens, that is the moment where my heart goes cold in that relationship, because I'm like, first of all, if you actually cared about me, even if you didn't fully care, you could at least care enough to care that I care about something and care because you care about me to some extent, right? But second of all, it's like, I've just told you something that's quite severe and you're just brushing it off. But I know it's because people don't want to have to deal with it, just like how the parents don't want to have to deal with their kids, which is why they love shoving them off to the school, and they would have never had them if they had to look after them themselves. And that's why everybody tries to be like, homeschooling is like this and homeschooling like this. Let me show you guys one of the things I would do for homeschooling, right? Because my idea of homeschooling is traveling. Forget sitting in a freaking cold chair at a cold desk like you're already, rotting away as an adult. We're traveling. We want to learn about somewhere. Let's go there. This is why I want to work at this butcher's. This butcher's right here. I'll show you. I might show you guys a picture. I went there, by the way, and I talked to the guy. The new butcher's up my road. I told you guys, I'm selling myself for the job. When I tell you, this is what I'm saying, winning is for the taking. I went in there and I literally was like, excuse me, bearing in mind there's nothing in the building. The only thing is the sign, and the sign is covered. Nothing is in the building yet. But today there was some refrigerators in there, and I was like, oh, this is looking like my workplace. And I was like, this is the second time I've gone past it, and I was like, excuse me, are you the owner? Like, are you the owner? I was like, hi, yeah, I'd like to apply for a job here. I'd like to put myself forward. I don't mind whatever you would like me to do at the job here. I would just like to put myself forward for a job here. And he was like, and he looked at me with the look of like, who are you, crazy lady? And he was like, we're not even open yet. I was like, I know, that's okay. He's like, we won't be open for a couple of weeks. I was like, I know, that's okay. I would really like to have a job here. I'd just like you to consider me. And then I just started listing off all my experiences, because I do have things like a level 2 food and hygiene and all these things. Like, I have all these random qualifications, you guys. It's like so funny because I have all these random qualifications, everything but a teaching qualification. because it's a gift from the Lord. It's definitely a gift, because I was thinking about, while I was doing it and I was teaching today, I thought, you know what, I'm so good at this. Like, I am so good at this, and it's just natural for me. Like, it's just natural. Like, I don't know what, something else that's natural for people. But so yeah, I put myself forward. I was like, I really love to work here. I started telling him all my experience that I have that makes me good for the job. How, and then, I was like, do you want to take my details? So he took my number, I took his number, and I was like, I'm so glad I got his number as well, because if he doesn't think I'm not going to be, best believe I'm going to be back. I'm going to be greeting him every time I see him, like, hi, how's it going? How's the store coming along? As I was leaving, if I wasn't in a rush, I went over there. That's why I took that photo. I went over there, I was like, hi, and we'll be like, hi, how's it going? Just wanted to pop by and just say I hope everything's going well. I'm hard selling myself. Listen, this is what I'm saying, winning is for the taking. I'm one of those people that when I want something, I take it. I don't wait for it to come to me. I don't wait for him. I don't say, oh, so-and-so else had got it and they got lucky. I take it myself. I go in for the kill myself. Me. I ain't waiting for nobody. He's like, the store's not even open. Exactly why I'm here. Because that means if you do decide to put vacancies on the day, you start thinking about who's actually going to work here. I'm trying to get to that thought before you get there, right? So that I put myself forward, then whoever else might have thought to apply afterwards I ain't waiting for nothing. I ain't nothing. This is why nice guys finish last, guys. Winning is for the taking. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so for me, like, my homeschooling, we're traveling. Geography, forget sitting in the freaking classroom. Forget sitting at some damn classroom. Especially now everything's going digital. So just going to be on gadgets all day at school anyway. This is another reason why I want to get out of the education system, because everything's going digital. They want to do digital exams. I was looking at this thing earlier this week, how they want to make all the exams digital. Oh my gosh, don't even irritate me. We're traveling. If we want to learn about the pyramids of Egypt, let's go to freaking Egypt. For goodness sake, you want to learn about the Colosseum in Rome? Let's go to Rome and let's learn on the thing there. You know what I mean? And I found this, guys. This is good. This is one of the things I wanted to use today, right? It's a Tree Detective's Handbook. So guys, I've told you that we have this community library, and I like to, and you can like put books in there and then take them and put them and take them and whatever, or you can keep them or put them back or whatever. So I've been putting a lot of my books in there because I've been getting rid of my books because like I need to like get rid of my stuff according to the Lord, a lot of my stuff. So I've been putting books in there, and so I go there and I found this, and I was like, this is for me. So basically, this is a Tree Detective Handbook, and it's got identifying trees, and these are the trees that are found in this country. This is so cool. I wish I had put up my tripod right now. Actually, I can. Hold on. Hello, everyone. Okay, it's significantly chillier right now, and I'm hoping my phone doesn't freeze. I feel great. I love to be frostbitten. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys this, and I was just thinking, like, these are the things I'd be thinking about when I'm envisioning things like homeschooling, just like for people to know. Like I said, travel. Go to the place. If it's in the country, go there. Let's go there. Want to learn about where Henry VIII, whatever. Let's go and find it. It's probably his house somewhere or his chalice in something. Anyway, this tree handbook. So if you look inside it, yeah, this is going to be one of my activities today. You have, and there's also not just trees, there's also other plants and animals. Oh, I have this really lovely book I inherited from my grandma, by the way. Shout out to my grandparents. And in it, it's got like all the herbs, like all different herbs, like the average herbs that we use, like thyme, rosemary, bay leaves, all that. And it's got the old school remedies. So like how you make the tea, what you use for period pains, what for this ailment and that ailment, for a headache, for this, which herb, which dosage. And it's literally falling apart. It's one of the most valuable things that I own. I'm so grateful to her for that. So I will show you guys that one day. Maybe I'll include that when I get back, just because I never actually went out. Go freaking figure, just to make this be a bit more, interactive, because I wanted to show you guys some stuff. So maybe we'll do that. But like, let me give you guys an example, because there's not just trees. Look, we've got how to plant a tree. Look at that. So this is the type of stuff. My kids have their own little library with these little handbooks of stuff, right? And then we go out into the nature, right? We make food, we take sandwiches, we take ourselves and our stuff, and we head out into the wild, right? With their little rucksacks, and we go with our little handbooks, and we try and spot the trees, we try and spot the animals and all these things. And look, you got this bit where you can put in your notes as well. So it's like season, where is this tree? Describe the tree. What wildlife can you see? And then you can put in the photos. It's even got a bit here. So if you take a photo, you can stick in the photos. How much fun is that? You can get a little one of those cameras. I really want to get one of those cameras. Like, oh, this could be so cool. So this is what I'm saying. This is the fun stuff. This is like the fun being out in the world doing things. You know what I mean? If we're learning about, I don't know. Let's say, I'm trying to think of something else. I can't think of anything, or even just with reading. I'm like, why don't kids get to pick out their own books? I think they should pick their own book, something they want to read. And then you could just ask questions to them and make them do work about the book they chose. And they can actually talk about why they chose it. Then they can start to become people and not just robots. You know what I mean? If they want to try something, let's go to the local bakery and see if they'll let us come and have a session in the local bakery. You know what I mean? Why is it that they go on like 2 trips a year, two times out of the year they go outside of the school? The rest of the time they're sitting in them cold ass chairs at that cold ass classroom. They can't even get up to go to the toilet. They can't even have water. That's another thing I don't do. I let kids drink as much water as they want to, go to the toilet as many times as they want to. Sometimes they'll take the mick. Of course they are. They're kids. So what? You take away privileges once they get messed with. That's how I do things. I start with maximum privileges and then I take them away. If we start to, and I give them warnings and stuff, I give them snacks, because like even today when I was working with these kids, it's like when I was working with my brother and his friends, you can see when they're starting to deteriorate. So giving them another hour and another hour and another hour and telling them to sit still, and they're not going to learn nothing. They get some glucose in their system, you know what I mean? Give them some fruit, give them something, and you'll see them come back to life. All of a sudden they can focus, rather than you sitting there for 15 minutes trying to get them to do something and you're breaking your brain. Oh, how about this? Here's an idea. Just actually let them have some glucose. Maybe their blood, their physical bodies. This is where being a scientist helps things, because I think about it myself. When I'm working, when I'm doing things, I need a snack sometimes. I get tired. How many of you, when you go to your workplace, you stop to have a snack? Or if you're in your office, how many offices these days especially, like the companies bring free snacks for everybody, like free fruit, free cookies, free whatever, right? Why is that? The coffee, let's not forget, because again, adults, you guys are running off coffee. I'm somebody who rarely drinks coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't need it, as you guys can see. I don't even need the food, right? I'll tell you what I've eaten today: 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and a very small handful of grapes. That's what I ate. And that was only because I was doing my hair as well. And then I knew I had to come out and do all of this. And I was like, I should probably put some food in my system. Anyway, of course, the same way you get hungry, so do they. The same way, do you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, there's so much about the education system that makes no freaking sense. And it's like, we're doing so much for who and for what is my question. What do we gain? Like, and that's what I'm saying. You wonder why your kids can't do things. It's like, you're just beating a dead horse, mate. They don't know the problem. They're a child. They don't know the problem or what their need is. So you have to figure it out. Like I said, when you can tell that the kids are deteriorating, because that happened today, because he was there. He didn't have a drink or anything, because I'm sure he was thinking, oh no, I can't have anything. I better. I was waiting for him to finish his question. I didn't want to distract his thought track. But then he said himself, he was like, sorry, but can I please go and get some water? And I was like, of course, go and get as much water as you need. Take your time. You know what I mean? Because I could see that the fact that he was like, he just needed something to give him a bit of a refreshing. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying. The same thing with my brother and his friends. I could see they were like deteriorating. They were trying, but they couldn't. And I was like, they're hungry. Also, they're teenage boys. So they're definitely hungry, right? So I was like, go guys, go and get some food. Go and eat. Once they finished their food, they were back at it. Didn't have to ask anything. Didn't have to say anything. Back at it. Back in it. Smash through a 4-hour session with them. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I've literally cracked the codes of so many things. And that's why the devil's after me, and so many other people right now are just living comfortably and wondering why I seem so upset all the time and so tired and so exhausted. Like, even my friend in Italy, and God bless her, right? But unfortunately for her, she's part of the older generation. So what can I expect? Says to me, last time I was there, what could you be so busy doing? What could I be so busy doing? And when everybody benefits, I can't freaking wait, because everybody else is still going to benefit because I'm still doing this for everybody, because I still care about everybody. So I can't wait. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to endure all of this that I'm enduring for the sake of the work that I'm doing, because today I saw a young boy believe in himself, and I changed the way he was talking about himself. He's saying, I can't do this, and I can't do this. I can't do this. And I was like, if we think that way, you know, a lot of what I do is all to do with mindset with the kids. Believe it or not, because even his mum said, she says the only problem I think he has is his lack of self-confidence. He doesn't believe in himself. And it's true. What he would do is he would look at something, as soon as it starts to get tough, gives up, which is what adults have learned how to do. That's why adults do that. That's why adults have become losers. That's why the oldest generations become losers as well. Because when you realize you don't know how to do something, you just give up. You just give up. Rather than in staying and enduring in the pain of going through the process of trying again and failing and trying again, maybe failing, whatever. And a few times, all I had to do, all the solution was, and this is what I'm saying to you guys, that the situation is so serious, right? The difference between him doing the question and not doing the question, one of them, I remember he was, when we were in the reading stage of the assessment, right? Which again, Daddy didn't know was an assessment. He was reading a word, and he said, he starts to read it, starts to sound out the letters, and then does what everybody does, cancel, can't do it. And I said, oh, this is one of those ones I don't know, I can't do it. Oh, I'm not good at such and such. And I'm like, this is the thought track that works against things like maths and science. Because maths and science, you have to have confidence in your own logic, because sometimes the logic doesn't feel right. Because another thing he even said, he was like, the word seeing. He wrote the word seeing and he wrote it wrong. And I said, you spelled that wrong. I know you know how to spell that. So why have you spelled it like this? Oh, well, because I remember one time I saw someone in class, another time wrote seen, and when there was no I in it. So I just did that. And I was like, and that wasn't how I felt at the time. But I was thinking, this is exactly what adults are like. This is exactly how everybody's illogical. You saw something somewhere that somebody else was doing. You need to focus on. And this is what I always say to the kids as well. We need to deal with what's here and now. What's here and now, not what's in the past. Also here and now. When you finish one question, don't think about, oh, I did this for this question, so I'm going to try this. Just look at what you have and deal with what you have as what you have, right? And then he was like, he understood. But anyway, yeah, he's trying to read the word. He's, oh, I can't do it. I was like, try again. Give it another go. And then he had it. A few times, he didn't know how to say a word. And he's like, I don't know. Like, this the kids always do. The same with maths. I don't know. Like, kind of feel like it could be such and such and such and such. And then I'm like, that's exactly what it is. And then they're like, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I felt like that was a guess. I was like, no, that wasn't a guess. That was your intuition, because you put that was your gut feeling, because you did what made sense to you. You did something logical, and then it clicked, but you just weren't sure because it didn't feel right. Because that's the thing about logic. Logic and feelings, they're like oil and water. I can tell you because I'm a woman. I'm a woman also who's days away, in fact, potentially hours from starting her period again. So I'm very much in the understanding of what craziness it is to try and mix logic and feelings. Okay? Because I live it. I'm a woman, and somehow I've found myself in this field. And can I tell you, it's torture? Because sometimes I'll be getting annoyed at myself because of how illogical I'm clearly being, but then I can't help it because it's how I'm feeling. And so like my brain and my body are working against each other at the same time. My brain is clinking, of course, this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And then my body is just like, whatever. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this part of this video up here. I feel like I'm going to do an outro when I get back, because I feel like I want to show you guys that book from my grandma. And honestly, I need to get into that suitcase anyways. Yeah, I think I'll show you guys the book, because it's really fun. But yeah, you guys, can you see what I'm saying? Like, make life fun. There's a school. The school actually on this exact road. The head teacher there, he has a primary school. He's got the kids running their own podcasts. They're doing their own TED Talks. This is all part of their education. Like, why can't we have fun? Why can't we have fun? That's another thing I face with the parents. Because when I try to say about certain things, like there's certain things I really believe that we need to be using. Like Minecraft is another thing I think is great for learning. I've learned so many types of woods, types of terrains, types of things from playing Minecraft. I've not learned it anywhere else, right? And they finally did Minecraft education, which I'm kind of gutted about because, well, actually I'm not gutted, because my old plan when I was still going to do education and build my education business, I was going to run a whole crowdfunding. I've never done crowdfunding for any of my businesses before. I was going to run a whole crowdfunding, and I was going to pitch my idea to Minecraft and Lego for education purposes in STEM subjects. Because I think it would have just been a sick, huge, idea. And there was I was going to pick two other gaming related companies that I feel like are good for education. What were the other ones I was thinking of? It was Minecraft, Lego. I had one other one that was like certified, and then it was the fourth one I wasn't sure of. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, because, you know, you can use it for education, like use the games, use the, like, this is something the parents sometimes are like, oh, well, why are my kids when I was in my day? Yeah, well, in your day, they did lobotomies. And that's why you guys don't think logically. And that's why you guys are slaves to the kingdom of darkness. And that's why you guys died in the wilderness. So maybe when some of us are saying that there's some new ideas of things we should try to actually get somewhere so we can actually get to the freaking promised land, maybe we should try it. Maybe we should try that. So anyway, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back because, yeah, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. And my phone, I know any minute now it's going to be like, phone freezing, shutting down. You little wimp. And I'm joking. I love you. Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm so grateful to have you. Yeah. And I was going to call, and it was all going to be perfect, guys, with this whole collaboration, because obviously my branding, the winning team, if life's a game, let's play to win. And then we're actually playing games, but then we're also and then because I explain also to the kids, I tell them about their education as if it's a game. I'm like, I tell them about their education as if it's a game. Like, so, you know, and they get it. They enjoy it. They have fun. This kitty was like, she's the best I ever had. I was like, and he gave me a gift. I got a gift, you guys. I got a freaking gift. You know what I'm saying? Like these little things that you guys, when I hear the younger generation are like this, you guys are gaslighting. It's you people who are the problem. Look, how cute. I'm going to keep it on my desk. I don't even know where I want to keep this little thing. This is the most precious thing ever. It's like, I got you a gift. It reminds me of like when I was working at this school. I'd started working there like late into the year, so I'd only been working with them like a couple of weeks before Christmas. And a couple of kids still bought me gifts. One kid was like, "I'm sorry, I wasn't able to get you a gift sooner because," and I was just like, "You didn't even have to get me a gift. You guys are so sweet." And then I listened to the freaking adult population who walks around with pride in their concrete heads. All they do is talk, drinking your coffee and being slaves to sugar and slaves to your flesh and slaves to everything and slaves to the government and slaves to big pharma and slaves to big tech and slaves to your landlords and slaves to the freaking supermarket. Voice over me here. So I just started to laugh, yeah, because I was thinking to myself, y'all just offended. Y'all just offended. We ain't finna be slaves. Like, no one's forcing you. No one's actually forcing you. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this part of the Bible, but God actually takes Pharaoh down. Come on now. You don't have to stay there. You're just offended. We ain't finna be slaves for real. Sorry, I just started to crack up, you guys. It's and whatever. Not having a single ounce of survival skills to your name. Don't even know how to make a fire. You don't even know how to do anything. This is why I want to work in the butchers. This is why I'm trying to work in the butchers to learn some valuable skills. You want to sit on your high horse of self-righteousness, you're complaining about the price of eggs. And somehow we're the horrible generation. Somehow my generation is the problem. Okay. This is why y'all died in the wilderness. Okay, guys, I just had to add a quick another clip just to remind everybody how much I love the freaking cold weather. I'm so glad summer is over. I swear I will be praying. I will fast. If the Lord tells me that if I fast 40 days and 40 nights, like Jesus did, no food, no drink, and he will make sure that I never have to experience another summer again. But I tell you guys, I'm making it happen. I'm making it happen because right now I'm walking, I'm listening to music. It is freezing cold. Like, I'm just seeing the reason why I decided to make this video is because I'm out here. Even the lady whose house was just there, she was like, "Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be?" Everyone's always like, I hate it. I hate how everyone always asks me if I'm going to be cold, because the only time, this is the first time I feel comfortable. This is why I'm bringing up my personality. This is why I'm feeling good. This is why I'm looking good, feeling good. I hate the hot weather. I cannot express how much I hate it. I hate it. I love the cold. I love that my legs are out because I'm wearing shorts. My legs are out and I can feel the cold air on my legs and my fingers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love it. I can feel the coldness in my cheeks. This was keeping my cheeks, cheeking, because the cold. And this is why I find it funny how everyone started cold plunging and realizing that getting your body to really low temperatures is actually really good for it. It's like, yeah, go freaking figure. Some of us have been doing that for a long time. But anyway, just wanted to come in here quickly just to say that, yeah, so happy it's getting cold. It's getting cold, you guys. Is it Sunday? Yeah, it's getting cold, you guys. It's getting colder. Now all we need to do is get rid of the leaves off the trees. Bye leaves. Although we have a lot of trees, like I think they're evergreens. Are they the ones that don't lose their leaves? I'm looking at 2 of them right now, which I would show for the fact that I'm walking amongst people's houses. But yeah, I just had to pop in to let you guys know your girl's loving life. The freaking summer is gone. Like, the way I feel about summer being gone, it's like the equivalent of like what I would feel like watching the perpetrators of some of the things that have happened to me go to jail. That's like how it feels. It's like you're gone, you're done, like you're not here no more. You're not here. Although I'll be honest, I actually don't want to see any of them go to prison. That might surprise you, and that's because everybody's suffering with demons. And the same blood that they need is the same blood that I need. So actually, I just pray for their salvation, that they get the help they need, because killing people or putting people away after they've already offended somebody doesn't solve nothing, does it? That's my other thing. I've said this before. We have to be able to get to the root cause of something. And shoving people away or killing them, it's not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need deliverance. But anyways, just thought I'd let you guys know that I'm going to enjoy the rest of the outdoors. Look at that. Feel that. Hear the wind. Oh, sounds so good. Feels so good. I'm literally getting cold. My hand's getting cold. My phone's going to start telling me off in a minute. It is good to be alive, guys. What is up, winning team? Hello, guys. We are back for the last section of this video where I wanted to show you this book that I got from my grandmother. And if you can read it, I've completely covered it in tape because it was literally falling apart. As you can see, very old. So I covered the whole thing, the whole of the back page and the front page in tape because I can't have this thing fall apart. But yeah, it's called Common Herbs and Their Uses Manual, and it's from a diocese in Zimbabwe. This is just the stuff that, like, to me, this is just great because I got this funny story, and no surprise what I'm about to say. I'm pretty sure I got this out of like her leftover things after she died, and like nobody wanted it, and like of course nobody would want it because why would we be smart enough to realize that we've got a literal gold mine in front of us? Not to talk about the gold in my family because that's another story for another day. But anyway, so I'll give you guys an example. So in it, basically, I was telling you guys earlier, we have a table of contents and it goes through like all the different like things that you can own. So like aloe, garlic, peppermint, apple mint, pennyroyal, spearmint, ginger, citrus orange, basil, borage, celery, yeah, all these different things, or oregano. And pretty much if you find whatever page you find them on, it'll give you, let's pick one. Let's go for, let's pick, I don't know. Let's go garlic. That's page 5. So it's like this. It'll show you a picture of the item. Then there'll be like a description, medicinal uses, adverse effects, ailments, preparation and dosage rates. And I'll give you guys an example. How have I gone and picked this of all things? Why am I like this? So basically it starts off like this. Constituents of garlic including I can't even say this. Allicin, diallyl, disulfide, and ajoin. See, science in there. Garlic is one of the oldest and most popular herbal medicines mentioned by the Chinese, Greeks, Romans, the ancient Chinese, Greek, Romans, Indians, and Egyptians. Throughout history, garlic has found a niche in the medical realm. Garlic has traditionally been reported to have expectorant, diaphoretic, disinfectant, and diuretic properties. More recently, it has been investigated for antimicrobial, lipid lowering, fibrinolytic, anti-platelet, and cancer protective effects. It's used in homeopathic medicine. That's the description. And obviously its actual name, Allium, because it's an allium, Allium sativum. So yeah, then it's got medicinal uses. Garlic is mentioned in the Bible in Numbers 11:5 as a staple of Egypt and has been long accepted for its antibiotic powers. It was known as Russian penicillin during World War II. It has been used in over 800 portions to cure 22 different ailments. Garlic is also known to lower total cholesterol, improve the ratio of good cholesterol, high-density lipoproteins to bad cholesterol. Garlic reduces the body's production of fats, prevents clotting. Blood clotting, and improves sluggish circulation. It has been used as a dewormer in the body in both animals and humans. Garlic's active ingredient, allicin, forms the smelly characteristic of a pungent herb. Each one or two fresh crushed garlic cloves a day. Eating 1 or 2 fresh crushed garlic cloves a day is a good way to use the herb medicinally. If its smell is offensive, a sprig of parsley chewed immediately after will freshen the breath. Look at that. I actually love raw garlic, and it's because I'm really into Korean food, and they eat a lot of raw garlic with their meals. And it's so funny because I remember growing up, once upon a time when I was in Zimbabwe, I remember seeing my grandma eat a raw garlic clove and thinking, what on earth is that? And then, so for me to now be the one eating raw garlic is just so funny. It just, I remembered of it after the fact. Obviously, and this is from a church, mind you. So this is what I'm saying when I say that it's actually not the generation before that's even the problem. This is what these people were doing. And my grandma, for one, that woman, she was working 1-2 jobs so that she could look after her kids and pay for them all to go to university, mind you. So she paid for my mum and her 2 sisters to go to university, and was still paying it off after my mum had got the job in the career that my grandma had chosen, mind you. In America, she was still paying it off after all of that. She was working with UNICEF, and she actually lost her job, right? One of her jobs, because her best friend betrayed her, and she found out that she was getting kicked out of her job by mail. It's a whole long thing. The friend is very much still alive. The connections between our families are very much still alive, you know. But she was always this woman who took the high road. She was always a woman who treated everybody with respect, but she also was a socialite. Like every time she would come here, oh my gosh, guys, everybody in the town, all over the town, she has friends, like actual friends. And sometimes I see her friends and I'm like, how is it that my grandmother has friends here? And so when she died, people coming from all over the show talking about how she helped this person, she helped that person. Like, this is why I say to you guys that when my grandparents died, like, that because they're all dead, this, like, if they were alive, I wouldn't be doing any of this, like, to be honest with you. I felt like when they all died, when like the last of my grandparents died, I felt like this feeling come upon me. Like, I can't really explain it, with just like, yeah, because now it's the generation above me is now the so-called grand level. So, you know, so ailments, this is where I was like, why would I have chosen this of all things? Treatment for high blood pressure, pneumonia, yeast infection, osteoporosis, herpes zoster. I can't even say it. Zoster. I don't know what that is. And then the preparation and dosage: boil water, add 5 to 10 cloves of fresh garlic per cup, 150 ml, steep for 10 minutes, strain and drink the tea 3 times a day. So, and it's got for different things. So this is what I'm saying, like, while we were running to the pharmaceutical, this is why I have no respect. This is the gold. When I found this book from my grandma, I was like, this is gold. Speaking of gold, in inspiration, guys, well, I don't know, it's funny, because you guys know that I started journaling, which is one of those things that the Lord was telling me to do, and I wasn't taking very seriously. And I'd been told multiple times, my old pastoral mentor, who, the one who was at John Wesley's Methodist Church in London, the original church. Can you imagine I was getting mentoring at the original church of Methodism? That's what I'm saying. It's just I have so many thoughts about so many things. Anyways, she used to tell me to journal. Her name was Sally. She was an absolute babe. I used to go there for pastoral mentoring. She'd be like, you need to journal, you need to journal. She even gave me my journal, my first journal. I didn't listen until this lady on YouTube in the middle of a live video was like, is there a woman called such and such here? Yeah, so the Lord is telling you need to... I've got the clip and everything. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to make clear what all the other things she said. But let me tell you, one of the things she said, the very first thing that she said, actually, I'll just tell you guys that part because it's interesting, is she said, you need to come out of agreement. Your family wants you to come into agreement with something and you need to not go into agreement with it. And I had no idea what that meant. This was in 2020, 21, I think. Or 22. They want you to come into agreement with something and you cannot go into agreement with it, and you need to start journaling. Well, since then, I have a whole suitcase here. I wanted to show you guys because this is my inheritance to my grandchildren. It wasn't directly because of the book. It just so happens that we're talking about that because I mentioned it earlier. All my journals, guys, I filled an entire suitcase with my journals. All this work I've been doing over the past, like, literally, well, I only started in like 2022. So this is stack number 1. I have to empty this suitcase. Anyway, here we go. Stack number 2. All of these journals, all of this stuff that's led me to here, all of my ideas, all of my plans, I keep them in this suitcase padlocked. So this is the first batch, the first 2 batch, right? This is what I'm saying. Ever since the Lord told me to start writing, I realized I was a writer, basically. And it's still going on. We've got more. all of these different, oh, I've kept this tape. This has actually got Barney on it. And it's because I never want to forget the old times and we never know. So I've kept one just in case for some reason. It doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, those are all my journals. Is there any more here? Oh, there's like another one. And I kept my old 2 business planners. I always used to use these business planners when I was in London. You can get it on Amazon for £25. Oh, that's the logo for my first company. You can get them on Amazon for £25. It's so good, guys. This is the best business planner ever. And I've kept these because one day I want to just remember what I used to do. Like, because at the front, you've got just like the calendar. And then you've got all these pages. And then basically on the daily pages, let me show you guys. Let me get a good one for you of how I would plan. Right, this is exactly what would be like my week. So I would have all my lists, my to-do lists, like all this, and then this would be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. And then you'd have like this, and then this would be where you'd be able to prioritize what's most important, least important, next important. So you see, I have all these to-do lists, and I'd have to separate all my different business things I was doing, like what was to do with my company, what was to do with this. Insane. And then they have pages at the back. Did I write in these ones? They have pages, then they also have yearly timetable, yearly goals, monthly goals. They have pages like this. This is my Christmas shopping I did in here that year. What was this about? Oh, what I was cooking. Oh, I remember. 2019. That was the year I cooked it up. I can't lie. I went in. Not me cooking. Should we see what I cooked, guys? I don't even want to say. I don't want to say. I hate being asked. I love cooking, but I hate when people ask me like, "What can you cook?" Because I really can cook anything. But I don't want to like. The thing is, I don't like to cook for people because I feel like people will lie, especially because I'm a black woman. I feel like people are just gonna lie and tell me I can cook even if they didn't like the food. So I'd rather just not cook for anyone. And then they have these pictures at these pages at the back where there are just square paper. So I used to use these to plan specific things. So on the left, I'm planning the International Women's Day event, which I actually did get invited to Eventbrite for after the fact. So after using these pages, like this is just so cool, like to see. So I keep these things for my memories. Anyways, this isn't important. The art exhibition, I forgot about that. I always forget that I project manage an art exhibition as well. Oh yeah, and you know what's so funny? I forgot that I had another whole company name idea. Oh yeah, and then I'll do tasks and planning and everything be color coded. Like I was literally 22 years of age. 22 years of age. And then here's me planning the Empire Phase 2. All the boxes here. And I drew those boxes. I love, like when I tell you guys, I was working so hard. Oh, the business banquet, because I was an event planner for a business banquet, 250 people. It was insane. There was 4 celebrity guests, and I got to plan that. And so that's just another accolade. So cool. The festival where I was creative directing and choreographing for the main event. The guy who was the main event. I'm writing out the girls' timetable, my dancers, to figure out which days we can do. Like, oh, anyway. I wanted to just show you guys the book from my grandma. I'm going to put all this stuff back. But you guys get the gist of this whole video. This video is so random. And this is going to be long. But to be honest with you, I don't care. Because it's not going to make a difference. Either way, you'd have to watch all of it to get everything I'm going to say. Oh yeah, which I'm trying to find the one that I got from my mentor. Because she gave me a specific one. And every time, the reason why they're all different is I pick one that matches the season. So like this is the one I had before, the one I'm using now. And that's because I've been trying to, get into my feelings and do all the lovey-doveys of it all and whatever. And then since I started the Long Live the Patriarchy, that's why I now have this one that I'm currently using. Because it's the vibe. Like I like them to go with the vibe, you know what I mean? And so they all match the vibe. Where's the one that I got from her? This one says positive thoughts. So whenever I finish one and I go shopping for one, I just go and find the next one that's the next vibe, basically. I've written a whole bunch of stuff. I love this one just because I love, what do you call this, chrome and all that. Yeah, this is so cool. So this is my life's, like, these are the things I'm going to actually be able to give to my own kids. Like and this has got all my Bible studies, all my tears, my cries, my first John 3:18, because I wanted to design one to cover this, but then that never happened. because I'm not an artist and I tried to do something and I messed it up. And then look at this cute day 5 of 21 of fasting. Satan's final call. Oh, this is so cute. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. We might go into this. Hold on. Let me read this. This is so much fun. The problem is I've stopped writing my dreams down, and that I know that the Lord isn't happy about that for me. But listen, it says day 5 of 21 of fasting, Satan's final call. As I was waking up, I remember exactly what YouTube video I made as well. As I was waking up in the sleep after I filmed the day 5 trilogy videos. Do you know the trilogy videos, guys? When we were doing Islam, Christianity, and like Scientology, and at the same time, we were doing 3 videos for each. Do you guys remember that? I was putting in the conscious dream state where I could affect my surroundings with my mind and was tempted with ungodly things 3 times. So basically, there's like this dream state that I've been in, where like whatever I think about, like appears. Like it's so weird. Like whatever I think about appears, and it doesn't always happen. It's rarely happened. Like whatever I think about just starts to appear in front of me. So it's really weird, and like not like I'm imagining it, but I'm interacting with things. Anyway, each time I resisted it, woke up, prayed, and stopped it, I could also feel something trying to wrap around me. I was rebuking it in the name of Jesus. After the 3rd time, I heard the voice of a female in my left ear that offered me to know what I want to about. Now I've put an initial. I wasn't sure what this person's initial was, who this was, but now I know exactly who it is. It just hit me. And then in exchange for riches, powers, that they were going to give me that information, and for riches, fame, and power. And all I had to do was, where does this go? Say something. Now I can't remember what she said. I very clearly said, I rebuke or refuse you in the blood of Jesus. Wiggled my finger to say no, and woke up to continue praying against that and declaring my allegiance to God and the kingdom of light. For some reason, it almost felt like some kind of final test for me to deny Satan, especially being offered riches, fame, and power just after I filmed day 5 trilogy videos and the video about loving Beyonce more than she loves herself. Oh my gosh, is this what we're at? I am going to read this. Oh, I have to read this diary entry. This is the day I left America. Oh my gosh, I have a journal entry for this. Ma'am, oh, I have to read this. Guys, oh, this is so juicy. My kids are going to have a whale of a time. Because do you know what's funny? Do you know what's crazy? It's in this moment as I'm having this crash out. That was the moment I gave up saying I didn't want to be married or have kids anymore. Because I was reading the Britney Spears book. I was in America. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so juicy. And these are the things, like, I'm doing this. This is the reason why this all fits with this video, guys, is because the reason, in the back of my head, I kind of always knew that part of the reason I was doing this was so that my kids would be able to read this one day. Because I remember one time, my mum had one of her old journals, and she'd written a comment about my dad in it, you know, like while they were dating, and it was just the funniest thing to read. And because the date was like 1994, which was obviously before I was born, and it was like 1994, and it was just so funny because it's like I could hear it like almost in like her voice and like in her like head of what she would have been like at that age. And so just that one line inspired me to like kind of write out things so that one day my kids could like read it and just like get to know everything that happened. Like I write in there in detail about everything, about what I read in the scriptures, my studies, but also my feelings, and just like, yeah. So again, and this is what I'm saying about, again, the Lord. Hold on, let me put these away because it's actually, I want to put it away. Let me put it away so it's not bothering me. Stop, guys. This is so wholesome. Look, I found it. This is the one that I gotten from Sally. And look what it says. So you can see it here. It says on there, I don't know if you can, I don't think you can see it. It says Wesley's Chapel and Leyton Mission, St. Giles. Yeah, so that's where it was. And she gave me this. This I had sitting in my suitcase for years until I started using it when the Lord told me. And then I started, what was I even talking about here? But you know what's the crazy part about this? The scripture. Look what it is. 1 John 3:18. 1 John 3:18. Come on now. This has been my favorite Bible verse. And it became my favorite Bible verse the day after was the last day I tried to take my own life. I think I've told you guys that story before. That was the day that, you see, this is when I was studying. Okay, so here in this part, I don't know when this was. Did I date it? I do date it as well, so they know when. This is in 2021. You see, look at this. I've got a diagram here, and this is a teaching by Spencer Smith. And basically, this is how we all got here, guys. This is crazy. He's explaining how the hierarchy, like what it's supposed to be. I don't think it will read this like Christ, what is it? Christ, man, woman, whatever. And it's like basically the red. He's basically explaining how if we go away from the structure of like what God wanted to do, what ends up happening is the children always are the ones who end up getting left out. It makes more sense if you can see it. So it's how it's supposed to be and how it's happening now. And it's just, this is so cool. And so, yeah. And like the reason what I was going to add quickly was just to say that, this is why I say everything I'm saying about kids, like I didn't even want to journal. I didn't even want to write anything. The Lord's like, start writing. And it became so important to my journey. Like it became so important, like to everything. All these now, whenever I'm about to do these big series for you guys, I'm here making notes, pages and pages and pages for hours at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m. The sun's rising. Then I'm like, damn, I have to get ready for work. Like, all of these things, I'm making videos for you guys. I'm then preparing all this for my kids so they don't have to go through all of the headache I've had to. And it really blesses me to think that like, if I ever do decide that I have something that they don't have to go through what I've been through. They don't have to work all these things out. I've laid out what salvation means for them. I've laid out so much information in plain English. I've left more details for them than for you guys, because of course they're going to get a benefit. There's going to be a benefit. Hello. Gonna be just giving them you guys everything. You know what I mean? So they're gonna get extra. They're gonna be able to experience and get extra, because that's how much they should mean to me. So and I keep that suitcase, by the way, under padlock. I just like to say, because and yeah. So that's why. And it's so funny because in the back of my head, whenever I'm writing, I'm always writing as if like I'm writing to someone. And it's like, even if I don't want to admit it to myself, it's that I'm writing to them. Because even though right now what I'm saying, I might not, I'm speaking as whatever age that I am, right? I don't know what age that by the age they're able to read it, I might think, some of that stuff in there isn't what you call it, isn't appropriate, right? But I feel like, if my kids were older and they were starting to think for themselves, starting to try and work through things. So one day when I have the time of the Lord, when I finally get a break from everything I'm doing right now, I am going to sit and label every single one of these in order, so they know exactly which one is which one started when, because I always put the date and I always put the time that I'm writing things. I still do it now when I'm even writing my video ideas. I start every day, I write the date and the time, and a lot of the time I also put what I was doing. If I'm watching a YouTube video, if I'm out and about, if I'm eating food, what I'm eating. Because I hope my grandkids will find these things. I hope my great grandkids, and I hope if the world gets to write its own version of history, and if the world gets to have its say about so many things, I want for my own children to have their own, to hear from their own grandmother, great grandmother, what I had to say about the times, what I wanted to tell them, my version, because we're just all being told history by version. We don't even know who we're trusting in. Anyways, I'm not going to go down that road. This video is long enough. But yeah, I will leave it. I don't know, guys, this video is so charged. There's just so much in it. Because I just thought I was going to go out and about on my little gallivanting, and that got cancelled. Because again, and I had a feeling the Lord might cancel my plans. I ain't even going to lie. I was like, I have a feeling that this little outing, going out into the woods and going exploring the trees thing I was planning on doing, I had a feeling, and just making a kind of lighthearted video, I had a feeling we weren't going to get there. I had a feeling even before. But I always just go with it anyways, and I just follow the Lord, and that's why I kept changing. I was nearly going into places and being like, no, 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 let me not, because I'll get lost. I'll walk in and I'll be gone for the next 2 hours, because I'll find a spot and then maybe I'll be inspired to sing. They'll get to see that as well, because I also write songs sometimes that don't ever come out, or poems, or who knows. They'll be able to see all this stuff. They're the only people who are going to get to see it, the kids. That's it. Ain't no adults. You guys can just forget it. You know what I mean? Like, and especially I was thinking, like, for my own child, like, if my kid was ever at my stage of life, and I've done a horrific job, absolutely horrific, as a parent, and they're stuck in life, and they're like in my position of like not knowing what the hell to do, not knowing where the hell to go, feeling like so ill-equipped, like you've got nothing like to even use to produce anything for yourself, and just lost in a way. Then I hope they can find some kind of like peace and feel seen, to like know that like this is where my parent was, you know what I mean, and this age. And maybe it will just bring them something. I don't know what it could bring them, but I feel like it would bring them something. Even if they're not in that stage, I feel like it could bring them something. Or maybe to just also know, because, the other stress, the other worry that we all have, or I have, all I think about is kids, guys. And it's because I work with them. That's why I can't stop thinking about it. Also because I have a womb. So I'm constantly reminded that I'm built for the simple thing of just creating babies. But I'm kidding. But like, I would hope that like, if whatever stage of life that they are at, or the struggles they're going through, or even the confusions, who knows where the body, because I'm thinking, who knows where the body of Christ is going to be in 1,000 years, because the body of Christ is probably going to be right back to where the next episode of us just disappointing the Lord and becoming slaves in Egypt. You know what I mean? So this is the stuff, like, this is why I feel like this is gold. For me, this is like gold. Like, this is like something I can actually give them. Like, this is one of the only things I can actually give them that's like, this will protect you from the world. This will protect you from hell. This will guide you. Like, if I'm not doing a good enough job, myself, and speaking of that, I'm actually trying to load something that I'm getting ChatGPT to edit, something I'm going to be announcing tomorrow, because it will be the beginning of the start of the Hebrew year tomorrow. So I will be I'll be telling you about that tomorrow. But I got ChatGPT saying he, she, whatever. It's editing something for me, and I'm so glad, because especially after today, I was saying how spellings and stuff are so stupid and how words don't make any sense. So I just thought, you know what, it's genius. Rather than me going through the editing of something again that was written in 2023. So I've just been sitting on a lot of stuff because I've been avoiding the topic. That's why I've been telling you guys, I've been avoiding the topic a lot. This man and woman thing, I've been avoiding it like the plague, and it's because of everything that I'm dealing with, coming up against the most hardest group of people to ever critique in any way: parents and parenting in childcare. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been tough. But anywho, we're going to actually wrap it up now. And ChatGPT is doing the work, because why do I need to be worrying about the rules of spelling and punctuation? I said, listen, just don't change anything, absolutely anything, other than correct any spellings and punctuation. And poor old ChatGPT, because listen, it's been doing this since last night. It was like, it's going to take 20-30 minutes. And I was like, And I reckon the problem is the grammar and how I've written things, because I like to write things how I write. As if any of you, well, actually, I know at least one of you's bought my book. You'll see that I've written it how I talk, not like to make it sound eloquent and like I'm an established author. No, so that how I talk. And so ChatGPT is probably having a headache or a hard drive ache. I don't know, trying to do this, but because it's an AI, yeah. This is why it's actually amazing, to be honest. It's because it's an AI, it has to do so. I'm just doing other things. I've been out doing all this while it's been doing this. I'm going to be doing other things while it's doing this. It's so helpful. Like, I feel productive. So anyways, you guys, and I don't have to worry about this stupid rule of this and all right, whatever. Like, I was thinking about, again, as I was working with this kid, I was thinking, poor guy. You're being judged and considered to be stupid because you can't follow some damn rules from some language that changes. You know what's funny? Can I just finish on this note as well? Because this actually kind of made me sad. Yesterday, I was watching Kai Cenat's stream with Quentin Blackwell, and I love her. She's like crackhead energy to the level that I love, right? And they were having a discussion, and they were talking about the versions of the Bible, right?
And in this video, they were saying to each other, a couple times, because I was watching it because I just wanted to watch something chill. And this is what always happens. Whenever I'm trying to just chill, that's when the Lord be doing things. Because again, that's when he can find us, when we're in a moment of rest. So I was just chilling at this point. Or was I doing my hair? I can't remember. But I was doing whatever I was doing. And then they were talking about the versions of the Bible, and they were like how they can't understand, these versions with the language. That it doesn't make sense, because they were asked talking about if they read the Bible. So they both were saying that they would like to, but they don't really get it. And I was just thinking, you know what? That's so sad, because for me, this is another place where I'm stuck in the middle, because I've been saying, guys, the body of Christ is such sticklers. Like, we have to keep this version, we have to keep this version. And I'm like, I'm not saying that we don't hold fast to the versions of whatever, but then we also have to understand that we have a generation who does far from that type of language. And do you think that God would rather they don't read the Bible if they're not going to read the KJV, right? Or do you think God would rather them read the ESV that they do understand, and at least get to know him, and then get to a place where maybe if they have to, which again, I'm like, I don't know why we have this dedication to these translations, because they're still all just translations. That was just the last most trusted one, again, by the older generation, who, as far as I'm concerned, is dying in the wilderness. Dying in the wilderness. Dying in pride, dying without being able to apologize for things. You know what I'm saying? And dying without being able to humble thyself for the Lord to do the work. So it's like, does that matter? And that really broke my heart. These are things that upset me, you guys. This is what makes me so passionate and so like fiery, and so just like so like on like on target, like so short, tunnel visioned is the phrase I'm looking for. So like tunnel visioned as to what I'm trying to do, because this is my generation. People talk about the likes of these celebrities where, these people, when they get famous, they talk about God, but they're not serious. But you're not even making an environment to welcome them. You're not even humbling yourself and allowing them to feel comfortable. You'd rather walk in pride, feeling good about yourself because you read the KJV and you read the this, that you can't even humble yourself and meet people where they're at. And that's exactly what Jesus did. Jesus met people where they are at. I was so sad to hear that. I'm like, look, I need to get to America and I need to find where these people live and send them a freaking Bible. You know what I mean? And then where is the body of Christ doing stuff like that? The people who have platforms, the people who have the money. Listen, guys, when I have a platform and I have the money, do you know how much work I'm going to be doing? Listen, this is why the devil doesn't want me to be rich. Voice saving me back in the building. I just wanted to say as well, this is why the leaders of today are rich. This is why so many of them are rich, because the riches in their hands, them being in the world, they're going to be like the world. They're going to get intertwined. They're all enjoying the events, going to the parties, enjoying the lifestyle, spending the money on themselves, getting private jets and whatnot. Why do you think it will happen that way? Like, this is what I'm trying to say to you guys. Like, the information is in front of you. Because why? Right? Why would God make someone rich who's just going to use the money for vanity, when he literally teaches humility and how we should look after one another? And if you have 2 jackets on your back, you should give 1 jacket to another. So why would he be allowing this? This is why the money is there. This is why these people, when they're amongst the celebrities, they become like the world because they love the world. And this is why the devil doesn't want me near the world. He doesn't want some of us near the world. You know why? Because if we go in there, we're not going to change. We're not going to be changed by it. We're going to change it. And that's why YouTube doesn't want to let my channel blow up. You guys all know how YouTube is resisting everything. A friend of mine is literally just asking me if I'm making money yet. I'm like, do you think YouTube wants to platform me and let me make money here? You crazy. Come to think of it, it all makes sense now, because he knows that the second I do, them kids getting out of them underground tunnels, because I'm building the freaking facilities for us to look after them, and I'm going to be the one myself looking after them. I'm going to be on the field. If you don't think I'm not going to be, if you guys don't think if I had the funding to do it, I wouldn't immediately go and find these places, immediately go there. I don't care if I get caught for breaking, entering, whatever. Who cares? I need to get those kids. I will go with the favor of the Lord behind me. I will dedicate everything. I'll drop everything I'm doing and I'll go and do that. That's why I know that this whole thing of us needing to live and needing money is another form of slavery, because it stops us. If that's the only barrier to something that we need to do, that means that we're enslaved to it. And that's why, again, that's Egypt. Oh, we could trust Pharaoh because we know what we're going to eat today and where we're going to eat, what we're going to eat tomorrow. We know that we have a place to stay. And that's also why the parents think that they've done all they need to do, as long as they put food on the table and a roof over your back, and a roof over your head, and clothes on your back. Because they're used to being slaves themselves. As long as you've been given the absolute bare minimum, you should be grateful. Because ain't nobody they ain't tasted the promised land. So how are they supposed to know what the promised land looks like for their own kids? All they know is slavery. All they know is the bare minimum. Anyways, on that note, if life's a game, let's play to win. I can't wait to edit this. Literally, as soon as I finish this clip, I'm getting straight to editing this video immediately, because I'm so excited to see how it turned out. But yeah, guys, this kind of turned into some kind of, I don't know what, think piece, something. I'm going to have to come up with something, because everything that I've recorded today just feels so meaningful. And I feel like I've just encompassed entirely, like, everything that I feel about everything right now. And it proves, like I said to you, this is why I wrote my book, The End of the Beginning. Because the enemy, once he broke the relationship between humanity and God, and man and woman, when I was at this woman's house, when I go to these people's houses, whenever I do, and I feel a home, I see two parents who love each other, those kids are protected just because of that. That alone, without them overthinking anything, those kids are protected. And I can see it and I can feel it on the spiritual level when I'm there, And so that's why when kids don't have that, when they're in dysfunctional homes, single parent households, parents that do it like this, who hate each other, who harbor resentment, who are bitter, who are in bondage, I'm like, listen. Anyways, if you want to know more about that, that's all in our deliverance series. We talked about that at length. So go and check that out. Other than that, guys, this has been a long video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If it's your first time, please hit that subscribe button. And give the video a like if you liked it, because if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. And come back tomorrow, guys, because the 22nd to the 24th of September, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so sunset tomorrow. That is going to be the start of the Hebrew year. The start of the Hebrew year. We have 3 days in that time. It's called Rosh Hashanah. So Rosh Hashanah starts tomorrow. And I love this time. I just love it every year, because I feel like this is called being set apart. We have our own time. We have our own start of the year. That was the whole point. God said, now that you're away from Egypt, this is what you guys do. But I'm going to explain about all of that in that video. Anyways, guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.